Hey there my lovelies, and welcome to my BookTube channel, The Sexy Library Fox. My name is V, and today we're going for my July to be read. I actually wanted to go for a different video today, but as I sat down and tried to find my answers to the prompts, I realized that this would take longer than the little time I have left until I gotta pick up my kid from school. So yeah, I decided to give you quality content and to work on my answers for that other video. So I thought a July to be read would be easier to record, and yeah, I don't have that much time left until the summer holidays start, so I gotta use every second of spare time I have to record videos in advance. So if my hair looks different than in the other videos, this is because I recorded those other videos after this one, and I'm kind of recording this in advance, like 2 months in advance. So don't wonder. Anyway, enough of that. Let's just go to my to be read list. I decided in July I wanted to read books that are on my to be reads. Yes, I'm finally starting to tick off all the books on my to be reads, and those two are on the 2025 and the 2024 one, I think. So yeah, we're doing that. We are trying to actually read the books that are on my to be read. Let's see how successful I am. Anyway, I decided I wanted to read a more serious one, and since the summer holidays are starting with July, I would also go for a light read. And yeah, I got my coffee at the ready. As you can see, I got 2 cheat sheets, and of course I got the books I wanted to read. And the first book I'm going to talk about, I finally recently found in my library, and it's a book I wanted to read for a while now. I was very curious because it sounds like so much fun, and it's Assistant to the Villain by Nicole Maehrer. I hope I pronounced it right. And this book sounds really so great because because Evie is looking for a steady job, and then there comes a job offer from the top villain at her country, city, I don't know, and she applies and gets the job, and suddenly is confronted with working for a real life villain. So she has to get used to, well, dungeons and torture and all the other odd and weird and crazy things villains do on a daily basis, I think. Problem is, her boss, the villain, the super villain, is also very hot. So she kind of finds herself falling for him and his broody attitude. And also, by the time she finally gets used to being an assistant to the villain, she realizes that there might be a spy in the villain's lair, house, villainous villa, whatever, I don't know. However you call the place in which a villain resides, residency, whatever. Anyway, and she needs to find out who that person is because she wants to keep her job and to keep working for the villain. This book sounds really like it might be hilarious, but also kind of out of my comfort zone because we're speaking from the perspective of the villain and his assistant. But I think it might be really funny and different than all the usual books I usually tend to read. So this has a great premise and I'm very curious about it. And since I finally found the first book at my library, I decided to just pick it up and read it. And I hope it will be great. But I guess we will see and find out. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm gonna take a sip here and rearrange my cards. It's not my channel if there's no coffee. I think every villain in existence might agree. Okay, and the second book I'm going to read, and which I recently bought, is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. And the reason why I'm picking this up is because I recently found Graveyard Shift by the same author at my library, and I wanted to read that one before reading Graveyard Shift. So here we are, and this is what we're going to do. And this one has been on my to-be read for quite a while as well. It sounds just really great and amazing and like something different, exactly like the other book I just spoke about, because we have 7 actors and they live and breathe their roles often on stage and are totally immersed in their roles. But then the secondary characters kind of draw the spotlight to them and take advantage of this and come into the spotlight, and all of a sudden there happens a murder. Interesting thing about this book is it starts out with the main suspect of that murder getting out of prison after 7 years, and he might or might not have been innocent spending his time there, and the detective who had the case and tried to solve it is there to pick him up and to finally find out what truly happened 7 years ago. And also the detective is retiring soon, so this seems to be the case of his life, which he really desperately wants to solve before he retires. So this sounds really, really great. I heard that it's amazing. So many people raved about this book, and the entire idea of a cast that plays a Shakespeare theater piece on stage and then suddenly it becomes reality is just really, really intriguing. As already said, I heard really great things about this one, and the main character, Oliver Martus, who spent 7 years in prison, I honestly hope he wasn't innocent, because otherwise this would really be horrible for him. So yeah, but apparently the detective suspects he might have been innocent and that the wrong person was at prison. Yeah. I guess we will see how this goes and how this continues, but I'm so pumped for this because, as already said, I only heard really, really great things about this one. Everyone raved about it for a while, and I can't wait to dive into this and to find out who the murderer actually was. I hope the detective isn't going to regret this. So yeah, those are the 2 books I'm going to read in July. I think a murder mystery and a funny villain story might be exactly the right books for July and for the beginning of the summer holidays. So I'm pretty certain I will read them both and we'll talk about them in my wrap-up video. And yeah, for now, I think we're done here, and that's the video. I honestly can't say more because this was kind of spontaneous, but yeah, I gotta use the time I have, or the little time I have by now, to get in a couple of videos before the summer holidays starts. And this is what we're doing. So I would really love to hear if you've read one of those two books, if you enjoyed them or not, what you are going to read in July, and which books landed on your to be read. Always interesting what other people read during the summer holidays. And yeah, I guess that's it. We're already at the ending of my video, and there's nothing left to say except of take care, stay healthy and safe, and see you around the next time. Bye!